It is a sad day across Connecticut as Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier is laid to rest. Grateful you're with us, everyone. I'm Keith McGilvery.
And I'm Erica Arias. Thanks for being with us.
What we are anticipating, folks, here in the capital city of Hartford is thousands of people turning out to pay their respects to his family, his widow, his two young sons, a larger community who knew and loved him best. And right now we are seeing just such a sad tribute here to a gentleman who dedicated his life and career to really keeping all of us safe.
Yeah.
Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier, originally working for the State Department of Corrections before making that decision to join the Connecticut State Police as part of the Police Academy's 125th class, graduating back in 2015. His commitment to our state went far beyond that as well, making the decision, Erica, to go on and become part of the K-9 unit as well. We know those men and women always tasked with some of the most challenging and potentially dangerous assignments on the force.
Yeah.
If you are just joining us live, this is a wider view of just a spectacularly beautiful scene at the Xfinity Theater in Hartford as funeral services for Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier set to get underway any moment now. Of course, he was a nearly 10-year member of the Connecticut State Police, but the hat he likely wore the proudest was that as a husband and father to two little boys who we saw enter the theater earlier, Troy and Zach, along with his widow, Dominique. The outpouring of support, not only here in person, but online, Erica, has been nothing short of spectacular. The GoFundMe page at our last check bringing in more than $500,000. Incredible that at a time of such loss, profound loss for that family, that they have found the space in their heart to think of others as they navigate similar circumstances. We talked about that overall dollar amount, Erica, but what I think was most striking to me as I looked at it was the sheer number of people who were contributing to that total.
Right.
That thousands of people across Connecticut and really the world have been touched in one way or another by Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier's service to his community, his bravery and dedication, losing his life as part of a routine traffic stop. The initial report was that somebody had not been wearing a seatbelt and that he had pulled the individual over with safety in mind, because likely his goal at the end of the day was not only to return home safely to his wife and young boys, but that all of us are able to do the same. Testament to that, Erica, as you read his obituary, and it seems so simple and small, but it references the fact that his wife Dominique wanted a chicken coop, right? And so what does a great loving husband do? He finds a way to build her a chicken coop. He was a coach to his young son on the baseball field, sharing that passion with his boys, and outside of the uniform, you know, a person who loved his friends, who loved to travel. His family enjoyed a vacation home in Maine where they would spend time together doing outdoor activities. He loved the Dallas Cowboys and was a member of the C.T. Lawman Traveling Softball League, so touching so many different communities, not only in his work as a member of our state police force, but as a husband, as a brother, a father, a dad, a neighbor, a teammate, a friend. Angela Bavar and I, both at that game and in exchanging text messages between the two of us, we both agreed that that moment just gave us incredible chills. Equally touching, the scene you're seeing here, thousands of people packing the Xfinity Theater. What you're seeing on your screen is the live feed that's being shared with us as part of this funeral service. There, a picture of Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier's badge, and the date that he lost his life in service to our state of Connecticut. I live in Hartford. Trooper Pelletier assigned to Troop H, which is not far from my house. You go by there every day and you know that men and women are turning out to do their job and to go out and serve our community. But unless you need them in that moment, right, it's kind of like a wave and you go on, sometimes forgetting the fact that day in and day out, these men and women have committed themselves to our service. We shared a comment earlier this morning that I read as I was going through some of the notes that came in from folks far and wide, and it was such a simple gesture from a mom who said, thank you so much for helping my daughter when she broke down on the side of the road. And I think as you're taking a look at video from earlier this morning, of course, the funeral is getting underway momentarily, but it all started at the Del Vecchia Funeral Home in Southington this morning, where folks turned out early to show their respects. We talk about the state troopers service to our state of Connecticut, which is profound, and we are so grateful for. But his family made a commitment as well, his family who is here now, as we take another live look and listen into the funeral. In what was an incredibly moving morning, over the span of about 2 hours, we learned that Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier posthumously awarded not only a life-saving medal for his heroism responding to a crash not long ago, and a Medal of Honor for his work in the incident that eventually took his life last Thursday. I know a lot stuck out with you as well. His brother saying, "I would find peace every time I see his face." That is brother Michael. And then we heard from Dominique, who among many beautiful words said, "You are my home, my heart, and my safe place," vowing to be there and to see that his memory lives on through their 2 little boys.
And we also heard from Aaron Pelletier's childhood friend,
which was so incredibly moving. Words from him. They opened up Aaron Pelletier's safe, and in it was a letter from the childhood best friend to Aaron saying, "If anything ever happens to me, will you take care of my family?" And this morning, we heard the words of that best friend vowing to do the exact opposite, to now be there for Aaron's 2 little boys and his wife, Dominique.
and he gave some neat insight into what Aaron was like as a little boy. That story about when the neighbor kids were smashing the mailboxes and the bat was handed over to Aaron and he wouldn't do it. And his best friend said that he was always the voice of reason.
The voice of reason, much loved by his community and his family. It was a beautiful tribute. Want to let you know we will have complete team coverage on Connecticut's news station throughout the day across all of our digital platforms. And again tonight as we stay live and local from 5 to 7 p.m.
We thank you for joining us for this special coverage. Have a good day.